Welcome to my Level Up EdTech video about Google Classroom organization. Now this is a very important topic because the stream area in Google Classroom where all of the assignments are can get a little bit overwhelming, but fortunately Google Classroom has some great tools behind the scenes that can really help you keep that organized. So let's take a look here. So our agenda as far as the things that we're going to be able to look at and see these features as how to use in Google Classroom. We're going to take a look at being able to move the class cards. We're going to see the topics. We're going to talk about numbering your assignments. We're going to look at how it's organized in Google Drive. We're going to look at how you can see things on the calendar and also the to-do section. So let's jump over to Google Classroom and take a look here. So this is my Google Classroom, and I have a bunch of classes here. And obviously that could get a little bit chaotic, but you can, on any of these, what you can do is you can just click on the square box and drag it around and put them in any order that you like. You can also click on the three dots and hit move, but for me it's just easier to click and drag and organize everything the way I want to. So as far as the classes that you have out here when you're at your main classroom homepage, that's how I do it, just click and drag. Now I want to jump into my training sandbox here into the class and just start taking a look at some of the options. The main one, and this is probably the most important thing as far as organization, is to use the topics over here on the left. Now I have mine by subject, but it's really up to you as far as what your strategy is as far as what kind of topics you do. And you can see on these assignments it says science here, science, math, things like that. So those tags right there correspond to the topics that are over here. So in this example, I'm just going to go ahead and click science, and then it's going to bring me to this screen where only the science assignments are showing up here. Same thing if I go to writing, then you'll see that only the writing assignments are showing up here. So that is the topics, very important. When you create a new assignment, hit the plus button and click create assignment. The topic option shows up right there where you can just select any topic or go ahead and create a new topic. So that is very important as far as keeping things organized there. And then what I just showed there was if you're in a topic, you just click the back arrow up here to go back to the main Google Classroom screen. All right, so the next part is talking about putting numbers on your assignment. So I've started numbering mine here all the way down. You can see I have them all numbered with the number sign. That's optional. I just put it in there. And then it's important to use a 3-digit numbering system because to put 00 in front of them if they're 1 digit, or 0 in front of it if it's a 2-digit, just because of the way computers alphabetize things. It needs that in order for it to work there. But that is important, and that just keeps everything organized. That way there's no questions if a student is like, I'm missing some assignment. You can always just say it's numbered this, and there's no question, it's all organized. The other thing that it does is in your Google Classroom, I'm going to jump over here, or in your Google Drive really, Google creates this folder called Classroom. So my Drive is the base or the root of all of my Google stuff, and then Classroom. So Google automatically built this folder, and there's a folder in here for every class that I've ever been in, and that's how Google automatically builds this. And so this is the folder that we're talking about right here, Tech Training Sandbox. So if I go into this one, this is the folder for all the class, and then you can see what's going on in here. If you take a look, when I started making assignments, what happened was I actually had not named the assignments. I actually I added those later. So that kind of made these ones really not as organized as they should be. So I can go back to this and scroll down, and here's these ones about text help. And I added the numbers later, so in my folder they don't get that way. Now, the more recent ones, when I started naming them to start with, then it automatically added the folder. And then I'll show you one other thing with that is when I made this one, I named the assignment. I named it with a number 12 there, but I didn't name the document. But then when I moved up to do this one, I put 13 for the topic, or for the assignment name rather, and then I also named the document with the same thing. It could be different, but at least keeping them the same number is important, and I'll show you why that is. So if I come back in here, I can go to tornadoes. That's actually, I was talking about severe weathers, number 12. I didn't put a number in there, so these documents are not associated with it. Now you can see the one thing it did do though is it automatically added the students' names to the documents that I created there. So that is part is helpful, but it didn't add the number because I didn't add it myself. Now if you go into 13, the most recent one I did, now it's added the student names and it kept the student number, or it kept the assignment number because that's what I named the document. And when you're in these assignments, you could actually have 2, 3, 4 Google documents that are all working together, and you could have them all start with that number and then be able to reference them all that way. Even if some of them are just like some of the documents are just for reference purposes for the students, even if there's only like one of the ones that they need to complete, that way it just packages everything together and keeps them all organized. So the numbering scheme is huge as far as how it looks in the stream to keep things organized, and it's important for keeping your Google Drive organized. One other thing that the numbers help with, and this can help with even if you just know the words, but if you're in your page here and you do Control F, that will bring up the search box up here, and so I could just type in 06. Actually, what I would want to do is I would do $006, and then that would take me directly to that assignment that was like that. Now it would find it the same way if I just typed in essay, but so that can help you find anything on the page as far as that goes, to use that's Control F to find what you're looking for by searching. Now sometimes though it won't load all of the assignments, so if you have a bunch here, if you search for something that hasn't loaded in the stream, your stream may be really long. It will not find it if it has not loaded the page, so you may have to scroll down a ways to get that. All right, now let's take a look at the calendar. So if you come over to your the 3 bars over here, the pancake stack, and click on that, you can go to calendar, and then this allows you to browse through and see all of the assignments that have been given on any certain day. So you can just keep going back here and keep track of any assignment. So even if it's something that's super old, you can just keep rolling all the way back and keep track of everything. I don't particularly have a lot of things in here, but that's fine. So even if something is basically completely lost in any other way, you can't really find it, if you know the date, you can always go in here and find it that way. So I think the calendar is really helpful in that regard. Let's see if I can click on one. So these are the ones that I was doing for history of basketball in Indiana. Okay, I'll click on that assignment, and then this is the teacher view. I have instructions, where this is more like what the students would see with the instructions, and then the student work, where I can see everything that they've turned in, everything that they're working on in that case, and give grades, all of that normal stuff that I would be able to do. So that is using the calendar view. Again, that's the pancake stack, and then clicking on calendar over here. And then the next section is to do. So you can come over here as the ones that you're teaching, click on to do, and then you can view all of the assignments. Now right now this is set up to see all classes, but if you're most likely, you would probably want to come up here and then filter this out. So I would just go to Tech Training Sandbox. Then this is only showing me the assignments that are particular to this class, and then I could go through and click on any of these, and then review the student work, give feedback, anything like that. So that is using the to-do section. And students also have, if students are enrolled in a course, they have a to-do section to see as well. So overall, all of these tools can help you with getting a handle on the stream here of all the assignments in Google Classroom. And one other thing I'll throw in too is, if you go to the About section, this is where you can add class material. So basically the same idea as what you have in the stream, it's just always pinned to the About section. So you could add, I would say maybe up to you can add as many as you want, but if you add 5 to 10, they would all stay on this page and always be here. If it's certain items that students need to be referencing, you probably wouldn't use the word syllabus for elementary students, but you can basically think of it like a syllabus, or anything that they need to reference, rules or things, you can put on About, and then they will not get buried in the stream here. So anyway, I hope that helps you level up your EdTech in regard to Google Classroom. Thanks.